Basement Bookers Podcast.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Basement Bookers Podcast. This is Basement Bookers Podcast AEW Full Gear predictions episode. Rich is here. He is the reigning, defending basement champion. Also, the other part of here, Basement Bookers Podcast. Rich sure is, everybody. Oh my God.
Thank you for your so enthusiastic introduction. You seem like you are so looking forward to full gear. Speaking of, there are a lot of gears in our overlay here. Is that
You said that AEW Full Gear episode had to be special. You said to dip in to the budget. And I have here all the gears. I have
is
decided
that
I got all the gears for Full Gear. So
is that
now
what
we're
you did with the money from selling all that TKO stock?
no, this is just the Basement Booker's funds.
Okay, all
Money out
right,
of your
cool.
pocket, you said. And then, and look, it's just
Well, listen, nothing but the best for the Bookiverse, right?
I think we might have enough for 2 episodes.
Good.
I'm not promising anything, but we might have it. So there's enough gears to fill 2 episodes of Basement Booker's AEW Full Gear. So if you like
Good.
what you're seeing, you're gonna see so many gears turning. And this week, Basement Bookers is all gears. We're all
All the
gears.
gears.
See, people say they're all elite, but we're all gears.
That's
We're
right.
all gears for Full Gear.
We're in
Um,
full gear. I'm in partial gear. At least I got a shirt on.
well, I'm glad that you do have a shirt on. We're all very happy that you do. So let's not mess around here on ceremony. Unless you had some kind of news item you wanted to bring up, I say we go straight into the picks and predictions for
Straight in.
AEW.
And
Oh,
of course, we'll
gear.
talk. We'll talk about the lead up as we see fit, because that's what we do.
Right. That, yeah. Okay. Great.
Like
Good
that's the things
job.
I want to say about this week's Dynamite.
Well, as is custom, there's always a match that correlates with something that happens. So you can easily talk about it when it comes up. There's no rules here. So if it comes up, it comes up, right? So
That's right.
that's what we'll do. So the build up to this match here, this is the 0 hour. So currently MJF, he has nobody. Like his friends, I think they got beat up, the Acclaimed, so I guess they can't help him.
Hmm.
He's got like a shady past, so people don't really want to help him. But there's one man. One man has stepped up. A man who's been a very confusing person lately, be it his character or what Tony Khan had him do. So Samoa Joe, with the one caveat being, listen, I will team with you, but I want a title match. So I'm assuming that MJF teaming with Vacant is Samoa Joe. See, as he's just recently vacated the television championship for a nonsensical reason, and it'll be them versus the Guns. But something tells me you have other ideas.
Now it's possible that they'll just do MJF and Joe. Will Joe turn on MJF during the match? I don't know. It makes sense, right? Um, but I wonder if Joe relinquishing the TV title, as discussed last week, that was stupid, or maybe 2 weeks ago, whichever it was. Um, I wonder if that might be a, no pun intended, swerve, because someone else might be MJF's partner. Realistically, they don't do a lot of surprises on the pre-show like that, so it's probably just going to be the 0 hour. So it's probably just going to be MJF. But I'll be tuning in, interested.
It's gonna be MJF,
Joe,
regardless.
yeah,
Okay.
Joe, yeah, definitely MJF, but might be Joe.
Seeing MJF team with MJF has been one of those things that I just didn't think I wanted, but I guess I do. So thanks for that. So
I
now
mean,
he,
nothing better than one scumbag than two scumbags, right?
I mean, I guess it's possible. I mean, I don't know how he's gonna pull it off. I mean, he could do it like Ultimate Warrior at Fall Brawl '98. Uh, there were two warriors. I don't care what anybody says. Stay tuned for that one. Well, listen, I don't know what it is about this match, but it seems to me that for MJF to trust Samoa Joe is to be tag team partners with your cellmate who's very touchy. And the minute you turn your back, he will put you to sleep and have his way with you. So,
Yeah,
either way,
that shows mo.
whatever comes after, spoiler alert, MJF beating Switchblade, because in the world of Basement Jer, if you got to pretend to be champion, you're not going to be the champion for a while. So I'll leave that there for later. So
Yeah,
0 hour.
it's like one of those things. How about you hold the belt for all? Oh, I'm gonna be champ for all. No, you're gonna hold the belt. Oh,
Yeah, you could hold it, but you're not in the club.
right.
You could hold it, but it's
Mhm.
not yours. You could hold it, but it comes home with me. So, and that me is MJF, and also probably the tag titles, I guess, with
Yeah,
whoever it is.
I think maybe tag titles move, but MJF is gonna retain. So kind of killed two birds with one stone here.
Yeah, guns suck anyway.
All right, this is probably going to open the show proper, or maybe not. We'll see. We have,
Propor,
huh?
propor. You said
Proper,
propor.
proper. For the AEW Women's World Championship, Timeless Tony Storm challenging the current champion, Hikaru Shida.
Well, Tony Storm's been on a bit of a tear lately.
Mm-hmm.
Uh I think Hikaru Shida retains here, and this isn't the last you'll see of Tony Storm's quest for the gold. Um, and seeing how this is the World Women's Championship match, I thought this would be the best time to speculate on
Mm-hmm.
what this signing that is known all over the world, which leads me to believe it's not going to be some uh, New Japan Stardom export import,
Mm-hmm.
from the East. So I think it's Ronda Rousey. I think Ronda Rousey
Hmm.
may or may not be signing with AEW. It's not beyond the pale of whatever. I don't even know if that's the right thing to say, but I've already made my pick for this match, so I can speculate. So
All right. So I'm going with Cheetah as well. I feel like this Tony Storm character, at least at the moment, is better in pursuit of the title. Um, I'm curious where Mariah May fits in here. She obviously just signed. Her character is that of a fangirl for Tony Storm, as we have seen. Um, Interesting choice of role character.
it worked
Um,
before.
did did Bailey was a fangirl for everyone.
No, it's more like Trish
Mickey James.
Stratus and Mickey
Yeah,
James. I was thinking that. I wasn't thinking about Bailey at all. I
I
feel
was
like this could be more closer to that.
I was thinking reverse chronologically, but yeah,
Yeah, but Bailey wasn't like obsessing over one person. You know
true,
what I mean? This
true,
person
true.
is specifically targeting Tony Storm.
Yeah, you're right. I just thought of Bailey first. Is that okay?
No, it's not
Damn it.
okay, Rich.
You sure? I think it's okay.
No, I don't think it's okay.
I think this is
Uh,
good.
Jack Tunney has he says that it's not okay. So I don't know what to tell you. Um,
All right. All right, I'm overruled apparently by President Jack Tunney. So I'm gonna stick with Cheetah going over. Maybe Mariah May will come out and distract Tony Storm accidentally, causing some drama and whatever. And this signing, I think so. I don't know her contractual status. It might be a little more likely that it's Mercedes Moné.
Man, that'd be such a disappointment for me.
I
You
hear
know
you.
what I mean? Because it's like, it's not that I don't like her. It's just that it's like, in my canon already, I had her signed with them anyway. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So it's like it's nothing new for me. So
Hmm.
like in my little imagination, she already works there. So it would be. It's like, oh, okay. So we made it official.
I
It's
feel
like
like
they're.
whoever it
It's like
is,
right
if
now they're seeing each other, and now they decided, you know what, we're boyfriend and girlfriend now. You know
yeah,
what I mean?
exactly. Yeah, it's. I feel like whoever it is, if it is a female, I think the appropriate chant is "You're not Jade. You're not Jade."
What if it's Dolph Ziggler? Because his no competes up in December,
It
though.
certainly could be. If his no non-compete's up in December, then it's not him.
Yeah.
So
But,
you kind of just
maybe we're assuming he had one. You know what I
sure
mean?
he
I
did.
don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure how these things work. I haven't kept track in forever. Could be Dolph. Sorry, Nick Nemeth. Is he gonna do something with his brother? He should, but I don't know. Whatever. We'll see.
Sometimes it's not necessary. Sometimes even your family can weigh you down. I just don't think that's the best for him.
Yeah,
Like
Nick
his brother's kind of,
Ryan definitely didn't quite get as much of the charisma gene as Nick did.
you know what it feels like? It kind of feels like he's like a Brooklyn Brawler type character, but like not as nearly as seasoned. You know
Ryan.
what I mean? Yeah, like
Yeah.
enhancement talent,
Mhm.
but it's like enhancement talent related to an actual wrestler,
Mhm.
but not like in talent enhancement that's related to The Rock, but like enhancement talent that looks like Dolph Ziggler. There's a big difference
Mhm.
um to that. And I think before we get rude, we should move on to the next match, which will be. So next here we have a trios match. This is just there's 3 men on each side. Now we used to call these 6-man tag matches, but they're referring to these as trios matches. Christian Cage, uh, Dinosaur, and Nick Wayne, which I believe it's the Patriarchy
Yep. I
now.
dig that.
The Patriarchy versus 3 men. Um, one of which definitely hasn't had any conversations with his father, and that's Darby Allin. So Darby Allin, Edge, and Sting. 2 men I won't insult for fear of my life. So I think here the winner, uh, maybe you give it to the team Edge because it's their first outing together as a unit. Um, I don't know. Maybe that's impolite. Maybe it's a bad choice, but that's what I think. I think Team Elders and Team Darby Allin's 2 dads versus the
Hmm.
Patriarchy. I think that's how it might go. Like give Edge his first dub at the show.
Yeah, I agree, especially with it being Sting's wrap-up tour. Um, like Christian Cage and his crew don't have anything to lose here. Give it to Adam in his debut trios match.
That sounds great. I think that means we could talk about the next match.
That's correct.
Stop. All right. So this time it's personal. This is going to
Mm.
be Rich Perez's turn. Rich, tell us about Orange Cassidy and Dean Moxley, bros.
Dean Moxley Bros. All right, we got Dean Moxley Bros. Maybe more popularly known right now as John Moxley versus Orange Cassidy for OC's International Championship. Now, the story here is Orange Cassidy won the title from Phoenix, who won the title from Mox, who won the title from Orange. So, Orange Cassidy feels like in order to validate this international championship run, he needs to beat Moxley because he needs to beat the guy that beat him for the title. That is logical. That makes sense. Thank you for telling a fucking proper story, Tony Khan. What you got?
Oh my God, that's so angry. You don't even know the guy. He's just so upset about this guy. Listen, so
I like this is the thing I look for in my story to like tell a proper story. Make it make sense. I always say make it make sense. This makes sense. I like it.
so seeing as this seems to be the let's do a do-over with Moxley. Let's not have somebody drop him on his head or something and just like
Hmm.
continue on. So he's gonna go in there. After Moxley basically threatened to grind poor Orange Cassidy into dust. I looked at
You should have
Orange
said he would
Cassidy.
juice him.
I looked at John. I don't think he cares about that. Like at this point, what kind of threat is that anyway? It's just another day in the office in a match with this maniac. It's not a threat. It's just there. It just happens. But the
Yeah.
reason I said that is because it's more like when he said that, or either it was because Orange Cassidy had just been beaten up, but he's just out there. He's already just exhausted. He's like, he really is going to hurt me. Like he wants to do all these things to me, and I'm already tired of this.
Right, but the thing there is Orange Cassidy hit the orange punch and Mox didn't go down.
Well, yeah. So there's multiple levels. Doesn't mean what I said is any less incorrect
You
or
are
feeling
correct.
around in the dark here. So this match it can only
Blindfold
end.
match?
This match can only end two ways. So the one way that I'm seeing here is Orange Cassidy going out there, put it on one, and then just losing. It's just sorry, dude. Like I know you're both Tony's favorite toys,
Hmm.
but Ambrose is the first, and he likes him better. So that's what I think's gonna happen. Maybe I'm wrong.
This is actually a tough call because like in a way I feel like they're not gonna have Orange Cassidy go 0-2 against John Moxley, especially for a title. It's kind of big. Then again, what kind of going back to when Mox first won the international title, what does the international title do for him?
What does any championship do for anyone?
Maybe it's to elevate the title more, but
He just
you
wants it.
got to get
Didn't he do like a promo or something?
no, yeah, that's fine. Like storyline wise, I get it. I'm just thinking big picture reason, right? Like
Oh,
as the booker, what's the reason for giving Mox the belt?
because Moxley's been the world champion before. So far, though, people that held this thing have been Orange Cassidy, Penta. Like these are guys that have never been world champions. Moxley
Phoenix, not
has.
Penta, I think.
What?
Phoenix, not
Phoenix,
Penta.
whatever. Who
Mm-hmm.
cares? Whatever one of those masked ninjas are. So the one that's not the one that looks like the Joker sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
he's never been the world champion here. So I think it's just like, look, anybody can win this thing. Like even guys like Moxley care about being the champion for this thing.
Yeah, I feel like Orange is gonna retain somehow. I think he's gonna break out some new finisher out of the old playbook, hit Mox with it, kind of thing,
Yeah,
and OC will retain.
maybe so, but you would be incorrect. This is a match about bad blood. This is the home invasion match on the card. Swerve Strickland, fresh off of home invading uh, Hangman Adam Page's house with help of his alleged marijuana addicted manager.
Buys it from
Purchased them
teenagers at high school.
you know what? He doesn't even know. He's just
That was
assuming. Like he's just
that was
basing it.
rather specific.
He saw. I'm speculating. Prince
Mhm.
Nana, someone matching his description, purchasing illicit paraphernalia of drugging types from someone that looked like they may be in high school.
Allegedly.
There's a lot of people, and especially certain demographics, that look like they're really young people. So Hangman is being a judgmental prick. And honestly, at judgmental pricks win matches. It's just, this guy's gonna win. I think it's gonna be Hangman winning this match. Because he calls Swerve stupid. And that's his weakness. And now that he's been called stupid, he can't help but be very upset about it. So that's where I'm gonna land on this.
All right. So starting with my pick, I agree. Hangman wins this because I mean, unless they're really going to drag out the story to another event, this is it, right? This is the blow off. Swerve and Nana broke into Hangman's house. Allegedly looked at his kid, which, by the way, like, is only the kid home? Was the wife not home? I know Hangman wasn't there. Hangman was on TV at the time.
Yeah.
No one heard anything. Whatever. Um,
It's almost like it was scripted.
yeah,
But I don't want to jump to conclusions. Like something serious like that, why would you think that would be scripted? Like,
exactly.
it's
So
weird.
getting back to the promo now, people, the IWC was all over this. People loved it. They're like, "Oh, Hangman's back."
He's back, guys.
So I watched this promo, and granted, I watched this today. We're recording on Friday. I'm pulling back the curtain here. I'm going to give this promo 2 ratings. For a Hangman promo, I will say out of 10, 8.5. It was a very strong promo for Hangman, and it was well delivered. But in general, as far as good promos throughout history, some great speakers we've had in pro wrestling, I'll give it more of a 6.5. Like, it just, especially towards the beginning, it felt forced. It felt a little awkward. It felt like he had thought a lot about it in advance. It didn't feel like it was coming from the heart in the here and now.
Well, he had to clear it with Swerve, so he doesn't think he's being too mean for him because they're little
Right.
babies over there. They don't want anybody getting hurt in their fifis
That's
on a little
fine.
promo.
That's fine, but you got to perform it as if it's real. And
Well,
it's
look real
still
to me.
lacking. Right, but it's still lacking that real feel. Like I said,
Listen,
6.5, it's better than half. It's better than 5. It's good, not great. My take.
look, not everybody's The Rock, all right? Some people, they have to walk through a minefield without getting their dick blown off. And God damn it, just barely missed it. Hangman Adam Page somehow managed to make it through a promo without blowing his own dick off. And I think that's something to be commended because he's prone to blowing his own dick off. And this time, not blowing his own dick off, I think that's a gold star. So hopefully that works out for him.
What I did appreciate is him taking advantage of the fact that Nana was not protected by the stipulation.
I mean, yeah, but he seemed kind of like a bully though, because like he's not a wrestler. He couldn't, he's gonna beat him up. Like why? Because he cost
The
you a match. You're
the
the good guy.
the the reason there is he broke into his house along with Swerve.
Oh yeah, he's an accessory. Well, did he beat up the camera crew? Because they went too.
Camera crew, what are you talking about?
Well, someone had to film
No,
that.
I know.
So
But
they also broke in.
they were just doing their jobs.
Oh, were they just following orders, Rich the Riz?
Just following orders.
Oh, come on, man. So
Swerve would have Swerve would have swerved into them on the highway.
no, listen. I think Hangman. Like, I really wish they would have put that in there. He's like, oh, you put 2 camera people in the hospital, so I take him seriously. Just have a guy with like a cast on is like, I guess he's not going to be operating any boom mics in his future. Just
Right.
something.
Hangman doesn't know which camera guys it was.
He was very pissed off, and he managed to find them. Like, you could have had him hunt them down. Like had this take place over like him just getting to each one that was involved in what happened.
Maybe.
It's like really badass and like, well, we forget one thing. This is not just a wrestling match, Rich Torres.
Oh yeah, this is
This
a
is
Texas death match.
that's right.
Ah.
So,
Yeah,
my
it's Hangman.
question: does the rope come into play,
I think we have to
or
ask
we
what
tread
state.
lightly?
I think we have to ask first what state this is happening in. Let me see.
Oh yeah,
This
that's right.
is
It's probably like a law or something.
Inglewood, California.
I think if you're doing like a performance, you should be okay, right? I don't think he's gonna beat him like he beat Moxley, right? I think it might be a little much. It's one thing to have like you know, Juice Robinson over there with his roll of quarters or whatever, but this is I don't know, connotations and whatnot.
So Inglewood, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they play it a little safe.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So it'll probably be like he'll hit him over the
Yeah.
head with a cowbell or
The
something.
roller juice with the roller quarters happened to be a little bit of happenstance because you use he would use the roller quarters in his fist, right? And
Yeah.
like sometimes when that happens, the roll breaks and the quarters fly off. That has nothing to do with the other connotation of MJF's promos of people throwing change at him. However, optically, it certainly could look that way. So,
Optically, it could.
right.
Yes. Unrelated. So all right, great. So Hagman, I think it's important that we leave this match immediately before anything happens to
On to
us.
the next. What do we got
All
next?
right. Yes,
Yeah.
Rich, this next match, after we used magic, we have here this tag team match, Rich. Why don't you tell us about the Young Bucks taking on Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho? And the winner is the number one contender to whenever they want to have a tag team match. Because
So,
remember, the Young Bucks won that ability.
yeah. So it says on the Wikipedia if the Golden Jets win, which is Jericho and Kenny, they get the Young Bucks AEW tag title opportunity. But if the Bucks win, the Golden Jets must disband as a tag team. What I want to know is why does Jericho look like he's standing over me? That picture doesn't look like he's dead on. It looks like it's from below.
No, he's sitting.
He's sitting
Yeah.
on what? Me?
I don't know, a chair probably. I don't know what it has
Interesting.
to do with you.
I don't know. It looks like he's like he's over there. He's angled. Like
He's looking at something. Like it's
ah,
from an episode of AEW. Like I don't know what to tell you. I made this, man. Like what do you want? Like
it's
they
great.
didn't have anything for me to use, so I had to like go around and
Good job, AEW friggin' promo crew, getting out these graphics for your matches that you're trying to hype.
yeah, the
All
hell.
right, so Bucks, they won with some underhanded tactics this week, but they're still throwing shade on Jericho. They don't like Jericho. Kenny, they're cool. It's like, hey, come play with us when you're done playing with Jericho, kind
Yeah,
of
well you're
thing.
done playing with your Jericho. You come play with us.
Yeah, couple of Winnipeggers.
Oh my
They should
god.
use that. They
Yeah.
should use that. That's an AEW thing. Calling someone a Winnipegger.
Yeah. Maybe next week when the Young Bucks complain about how they lost. Which I think the Young Bucks might actually win by cheating.
Yeah, I think that's what's gonna happen.
Yeah. Right.
Oh,
Super kick
when are they gonna
party.
drop the young? How
Uh,
old are they? I'm looking at.
I mean, no one ever told the Hardy Boys to drop boys, and they were
Yeah,
far from being boys.
Nick is 34. Matt is 38.
I mean, I think if you're young bucks now, you're young bucks for life. Rich
I guess. I thought
Perez,
it
I
was the
think.
other way around. Nick looks older. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, since you don't care, let's move on to the next one with your hearty hands.
There you go.
And of course, in the first ever champion versus non-champions match, which if you need to, let me explain it to you because I know it might be difficult. So basically, it's one person's the champion and everyone else isn't. So the winner either gets to stay or is the new. So more rewording, just like how it's a trios match as opposed to a six-man tag match. Now we have the champion versus non-champions match for the TBS championship. And I think it's going to be Julia Hart. I think that Sky Blue is really like I know they're like no, but Sky Blue she helped Willow Nightingale. There's no way. Well, you're an idiot because maybe she's like, oh yeah, no, I'm not, but I am. By any means necessary.
Yeah, I think I'm on that same page. Like Sky Blue's friends with Willow, but I think she's now more bonded to Julia, and it's essentially going to be a 2-on-1. Um, Julia, I feel like this is she hasn't she's not she'll never be looked at as a dominant female, but she has really the most story going into this, her and Sky in particular, but more so Julia because she's the catalyst here. So I feel like it makes sense to put it on Julia and the House of Judgment. I mean House of Black get a title.
Let's go. Works for me. Everything you said, which was more. Let's go. Julia Gulia. House of Black.
That's right.
Couple of old school black guys in here. And for those of us who are new, that's fans of the House of Black.
That's
That's
right.
what we refer to ourselves.
That is correct.
Rich Riz, tell us about this four-way tag team championship match. And I had to look up
Hmm.
that it is indeed Ricky Starks and Big Bill that are the tag team champions. Going into this match.
That they are. That obviously a big story. Spoiler alert. I'm picking the winner to be not Big Bill and Ricky Starks. So they are going to be losing to either La Facción Ingobernable, which represented by Roosh and Jalistico, or FTR, or the Kings of the Black Throne. Now, will the House of Black come away with all the gold? Maybe, maybe not. I feel like this is actually a tough call as far as which team that is not Ricky Starks and Big Bill is going to win this. If anything, I'd say least likely to be FTR because they don't need it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Kings of the Black Throne, I kind of like them chasing. So I feel like they can give it to LFI. LFI, they've had a strong return since coming back from Rush's boot camp in Mexico, whatever that was, kind of thing, where he had them kidnapped by Jose.
Only the
And,
strong and kidnapped survive.
you know, I mean, what happens in Tijuana, it's probably going to get buried in Tijuana. You know what I'm saying?
There's a high possibility that would happen. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'd be really interested to see what LFI does as tag champs because you know what? You know who's not doing anything as tag champs? Bill and Starks. Break them
Wow.
up. It's Starks. Starks is a solo guy. Bill could be a solo guy. Just give him a mouthpiece that is not Ricky Starks. Put him with Archer and the Righteous. Give him Jake.
Uh, yeah. I mean, look, the guy's lost in the shuffle. I agree, but I disagree. I think the winner will be status quo. I think my first pick will be FTR. especially with what's happening with the Young Bucks versus Jericho and them. Like to have Young Bucks and FTR run it back again. I get it. People are like, yes, fight forever. Whatever. Still uninstalled from my computer. Fuck you guys.
Wow.
Yeah, eat a dick. Like you guys robbed me. Let's see. Maybe if you gave away the DLCs for free, but no, fuck you guys. All right, I dropped the f bombs for AEW Fight Forever. Okay,
Mhm.
because you released half a game for full price, and you charge stupid money for characters that should be a part of the game. So
More like AEW fuck you forever.
yeah, why do I have to pay extra for FTR? Why do I have to pay extra for the acclaimed? Why am I
For
paying
real.
extra for tag team DLCs here? Like, what are we doing? You know? Anyway,
Kenny's a
yeah.
money grubber.
Can you believe him? He barely plays his own stupid game. It sucks so much. All right, so
Friggin'
yeah, definitely
Winnipegger.
FTR. Yeah, Winnipegger, the king of Winnipeggers.
Thank you, Jared. As champ, I am here to discuss the championship match MJF versus Switchblade Jay White. Now, I'm going to be honest. I like Jay White a lot. Yeah, his promos aren't fantastic. Yeah, they're pretty similar every time. I like his delivery of the promos. So there's certainly potential there. So if he gets a little more creative, he could be truly great. MJF, actually kind of the same thing. You've talked a lot about that. MJF is repetitive, same old thing every time. Oh, he's going to go back to telling a story, blah, 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 this, that, the other. My name is Max, better than you, yada, yada. Okay, cool. Somehow, MJF is going to go over here. He's going to retain. He will win the match and finally get the BBB back.
He's gonna get the belt that he never lost because he didn't lose it because Switchblade is over here running around to pretending he's the champion. And like I say, if you're pretending to be the champion, guess what? You ain't gonna be the champion. At least not yet.
Mm-hmm.
So I say MGF retains, obviously, and I think there's gonna be some devil type shenanigans happening to like, you know, breadcrumb people a little bit more
Mm-hmm.
what comes next, like post Marvel. I'm a little shocked. I thought coming out of this pick that you would be a white guy on this, a J white guy to be correct. But alas, no, neither one of us J white guys. So we're gonna definitely go on and
Now, for the
choose
record,
the
I am a
man.
white guy. I am a fan of Jay White. I just think MJF is winning this match.
Yes, MJF should win this match. I don't know. Jay White's just, he's just a guy. I think he's great. I'm not gonna, made money and all this and famous, and there was this whole bidding war. And I'm sure if he was in WWE, I'd be like, wow, Jay White's the greatest wrestler ever. I don't know. I can't speak to that. That's another dimension because that's not what's happening. That's not what's being portrayed to me. He's got his gang. He's got his little bang bang gang, his little ass boys. Ass boys who can't even beat the acclaimed, but okay. But listen, so you need thugs. You need like guys to get by. Juice Robinson's the best guy on the damn thing. Like he's the best guy. And
This
then
dude's an anime character.
he's a crazy character. He's like really fun and brings joy to people everywhere. He's also a dirtbag piece of shit. So you're not going to get that everywhere. But why not get it everywhere? Get it here. Get it now. Get AEW Full Gear Saturday, November 18th. What are you waiting for? All right, Tony, but make sure you get that bag to where it go. You feel me, player? All right. So that's what I had to say about that.
Listen, Jay White versus Carmelo Hayes could main event any NXT pay per view. Who else do I think would make a good matchup for Jay White? Because I really feel like he'd be in NXT at least for a while. I feel like Ilya would kind of destroy him. So let's keep them apart. Uh, hmm. Who do you think?
You son of a bitch. That's like deflection.
It is deflection.
Well, listen, I don't even like him, so you're the one who said he'd do great there. Listen, you got
I just think him
Broadbreaker,
and Carmelo Hayes would put on a
uh,
show.
Broadbreaker, Out the Mud, Scripps, who else?
Scripts, yeah, Jay White for Scripts.
Brooks and Jensen are breaking up, it looks like.
Yeah.
Um, I don't know if you saw.
So Briggs and Jensen.
Yeah, whatever. What did I
Yeah.
say? Biggs and Jensen?
Brooks.
Brooks and Jensen? Who's
Because
Brooks?
Brooks is Jensen.
Brooks is Jensen.
Yeah, it's Brooks Jensen.
It's a real Jimmy Jimmy situation going on here.
Josh Briggs is the other
Josh
guy, the
Briggs
main
is the
guy.
former Evolve big man. Now
Mhm,
here he's, you know, he's a guy. You know what
mhm.
I mean? Like I feel like it's two different people sometimes. But yeah, sure. Honestly, I just thought that they thought Jay White was like some main event talent. I thought he would go straight to NXT. I mean, from to the main line. Oh, I wonder if he's like that's why he's not calling there because they were like, yeah, you got to do NXT. He's like, no, I don't want to. It's like, yeah, but you should. You know,
Could
you
be.
think it could be that kind of situation?
Could be. I mean, like if you're not like if you can main event as opposed to going to NXT, like if you could main event a main roster show, go do it.
Yeah.
Show WWE why you should be on their main roster.
All right. More importantly, who's the devil? Gun to your head. You have to answer the question.
You see, that's not fair because I feel like they haven't written it yet. They probably have a couple of question marks there. So
Uh,
we know that there's a crew of like 3, maybe 4, right? Plus the devil.
I think it's Wardlow.
None of them look like Wardlow, but of course they could just you know, say, okay, it's Wardlow now. I don't think it's Wardlow.
Well, it doesn't have to be. There's no right or wrong answers, Rich Torres. So at least I went out there and took my shot. You just sitting there safely, not like it has anything to do with you don't lose anything. It's just two
You
guys.
know I like to be right. Even if it doesn't matter, I like to be right.
With
So
the
let me
amount of
think.
times you've lost, do you think like it's really that big of a deal, especially when nothing's on the line right now?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So, that being said, it's not impossible that it's Christian.
Wow. That's interesting.
Because I'm trying to look at stature. Like they are showing us more than just the face. But they show us the stature. It could be Christian. It could be Darby.
What if it's Jungle Boy?
It could be.
Because he did throw them through real glass.
That's right.
Did he throw
That's
them
the
through
gimmick.
real glass? Because they claimed remember they attacked
Yeah.
them.
Yeah.
So it could be him. It could be Jungle Boy.
Cry him a river.
Yeah, maybe it is Jungle Boy. That's not your guess, though, is it?
I mean, it's not a bad guess. It's not my guess, but I think it's a good guess. Um, hmm. It's tough because like AEW has a deep roster. What if it's Nick Nemeth?
Well, Rich Torres, seeing as you think it's Nick Nemeth and it's the dumbest thing ever, why don't we throw that onto the Basement Bookiverse? If you think you know who the devil is, the man behind the devil, you go around down there and you go put it in there. Who knows? It could be a Nemeth. It could be anyone. But I'll tell you who it can't be. Keith Lee. It's a very distinct body shape. Like,
Yep.
there's no way to hide that.
Nope.
I don't care what vignette you could film for later. There's just no way.
It's not Shane
Unless
Taylor.
he's like Clayface.
It's not
What's
Keith
that?
Lee. It's not Shane Taylor. It's not Dustin Rhodes.
It's definitely not Dustin Rhodes. It's not Sting, and it's not the Big Show.
You mean Paul White? No more BS.
Yeah, well, I think Hobbs killed him, so he's gone forever. So I'm
Yeah, that
pretty
looked like it
sure.
didn't go as intended.
Yeah, so I think that's the last. I guess no more BS is right. So
Last match, huh?
I mean, he knew what he was getting into. This is Powerhouse Hobbs we're talking about here. So,
And Hobbs dropped him on real glass.
so maybe it's Hobbs.
It's not Hobbs.
I know it's not Hobbs. It's too little. Do
Too
you think?
little, too late.
Oh my God! What if it's Don Callis? Nah, it can't be Don Callis. He sucks.
It could be.
Oh my God! If it's Don Callis, you know what? It could be with how upset we are at the mere thought of it might being Don Callis. It's like of all things, this could go one or two ways. We could be
Hmm.
looking at a Rikishi situation.
Hmm.
This whole time we were wondering who ran down Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Hmm.
Everybody was a suspect except Rikishi. And it turned out to be Rikishi. And when pressed, why Rikishi? Why would you do this? And Rikishi said, I did it for the people. I did it for The Rock. And we were all like, what the fuck? You know? And I think that's when we found out he was like his cousin or something.
Hmm.
And then they started feuding or whatever. And Rikishi had new music talking about how bad of a man he was. And there was no more dancing because he was busy being a bad man.
I don't remember the music.
Yes, bad man Rikishi also got like thrown from a cage onto like a truck bed, like on the back of a truck or something in the
That
thing.
was Brock, right?
I think so. Somebody took care of him.
That
And
was on top
I think the
of
Undertaker was
Hell in
involved
a
too.
Cell.
Maybe, but
It was.
you
I
know
don't
how it
remember this.
is.
Yeah, I don't remember the specific type of match it was, but it was an elevated structure above the ring, and he was dropped into this like flatbed truck that had a bunch of hay in it.
Yes. Yes. It was one of those we need a new champion, let's do a thing type things. So,
It was also one of those wrestling can be anything kind of things.
yes, and speaking of wrestling can be anything, we need to get this podcast up for the people. So, let's
That's
get
right.
out of here.
So let us know who you think is behind the Devil Mask down below. Hit us up at the link tree. Hit us up on the socials. Let us know what you think. Right in. Like, subscribe, the whole nine. And Jared's got a party message.
The match of life scheduled for one fall. Make it count.
Do what the man says.
Oh, the Bookers. What?
And happy Thanksgiving.
Oh, is this Thanksgiving episode?
Thanksgiving's Thursday.
Oh, well, yeah. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. Gobble, gobble, gobble.